Okay. Hey there, everybody. Our topic for tonight is something that has been on my heart for a while. It is natural go-tos for reducing stress and improving relaxation. And I don't know about you all, but everywhere that I go these days, people are talking about how heavy the world is. And life has always been, hard, right? We go through tough times, but I think we sense that there's like a new level of intensity, of heaviness, of worry and concern. And, from our faith perspective, I believe it's going to only intensify as we near the return of Christ. And there's an urgency and a calling as believers drawing us to our faith and to the foundation. But there's just a lot, and we're all feeling it. And I want us all to know that there are some things we can do. We don't have to become victims of the stress and of the overwhelm. You guys know our story with our book, One Thing Remains, and that it was most likely not, it was years of not addressing the stress that shut David's brain down. So finally, the brain said, the brain does have a limit. Our heart has a limit. Our body has a limit to how much we can take. And we weren't designed to just absorb all kinds of stress and anxiety and crisis in it continually. That wasn't how we were designed. And the brain will shut down. There will be nervous breakdowns. There will be all kinds of consequences where stress shows up in the body. It can show up in our joints, in inflammation, in our gut, in headaches, in all kinds of hormonal issues, our skin. It just, stress shows up. And so we need to address it because we can be more than conquerors. We can overcome it. And what David and I have learned, we kind of have this stress meter. Whereas before we didn't pay much attention to the stress, we'd be like, good night of sleep. And we go on next day with doing the same thing that we had always done. Well, now we notice, okay, we're starting to lose it. We're starting to get at each other. We're starting to have a very short fuse. We're starting to be tired all the time. We're starting to say more negative things. Our stress is getting to a threshold where it's time to do something. We have to call a timeout and do something about it. And so you have permission to do that. In fact, we have to reevaluate. And I love that we have tips and tools. And you're going to learn some things tonight from everybody. Some are natural things with oils and lifestyle, and some are music and other things that we can incorporate. And I hope that you'll take it to heart. I have two favorite oils that I'm going to share, and then I'm going to teach you a little bit about a supplement that can help with stress, and then we'll have some of you all share. My favorite oil for stress is Sacred Mountain. I love Sacred Mountain. It is full of a bunch of tree oils. I don't even remember all the tree oils that are in it, but it is so incredibly grounding. That's what it does for me. If I know that I'm walking into a stressful situation or a situation where there's going to be a lot of people or a lot of dynamics or a ton of responsibility, I am putting Sacred Mountain on my wrists, rubbing extra here, all over. I also love to put several drops on the crown of my head and rub that in, massage that in. But Sacred Mountain is a go-to. I carry it with me all the time. The other one, I think, Lynette, you're going to talk about CBD Soothe, right? Okay, so the other one is the CBD Calm. And I think this is the best smelling oil blend out there. It's my favorite smell, and it does just that. It calms me down, helps me sleep. I carry that with me and also keep some in my bedroom to use before sleep. Or be at the beginning of the day. Those are two of my absolute favorites. But there's a new supplement that I have been trying. I guess I'm late to the game for trying it, and it can also help with stress. And it is mineral essence. Do any of you here take mineral essence? Okay, let me teach you a little bit about mineral essence, because apparently it's pretty popular and lots of people are using it. Again, I'm late to the game on it, but it helps with stress because of some of the minerals. So hold tight here. There was a Nobel Prize winner, Linus Pauling, who is quoted as saying, "Every disease and ailment can be traced to a lack of minerals." That's a pretty big statement to say every disease and ailment can be from a lack of getting the right minerals. Ideally, we would get all of the minerals that we need from our diet, right? We would be eating things with rich soil and lots of minerals in the fruits and vegetables. That's how God designed it. Sprouted grains, our fruits, our veggies, nutrient-dense soil. But the problem is now in our Western civilization and the way farming is now, we have a depletion of minerals that we are taking in. Man-made fertilizers that have minerals added to them, they really only impact the plant itself and not the fruit or the produce that is harvested. It's just for the growing of the plant, but not the nutritional value of it later. So we are grossly mineral deficient in our country. And we have a lot of diseases and ailments, right? Which we can point to a lot of things probably related to our lifestyle and our diet. So I know a lot of us go to see Erica, holistic nurse practitioner, and she says, and I agree with her, it would be great to reduce the amount of supplements we take and get all of our vitamins and minerals and everything from our food. And that is a goal, right? To grow our own and work on our soil and get as many minerals and vitamins that you can from your diet. But if you can't, you do have to supplement, and minerals are something that we need to supplement with. So Mineral Essence contains 60 ionic minerals, 60. That's a lot. Some of them are iron, zinc, boron, sodium, selenium, calcium, potassium, and magnesium. I'm going to highlight magnesium because we're talking about stress and relaxation tonight. Okay, so that's what I'm going to lead it into. So magnesium, we have a pretty big deficiency of magnesium. Over half of our population is deficient in magnesium today. One serving of the mineral essence will give you 80% of your daily need for magnesium. So you can get most of it here in mineral essence. Here are the benefits of magnesium, and there are way more that you can research. I've just highlighted a few for our discussion tonight. So these are magnesium benefits, which is one of the big things in mineral essence. Increased energy, muscle pain and spasms. If you have a lot of muscle cramps, magnesium is going to be beneficial for you. It helps your bone health. It decreases inflammation. Magnesium can help decrease migraines. A lot of migraines can be caused from a magnesium insufficiency. Magnesium can help fight depression. It has helped a lot of people with insomnia. Magnesium has, so that's why you take a magnesium supplement before bed. It helps relax the mind and puts you into a deeper sleep. It lowers your cortisol, which is our stress hormone. You know, if the cortisol is always high, it stays in fight or flight. It decreases stress. It helps you relax and reduces anxiety. So I started taking mineral essence because I've heard so many good things about it and the magnesium. And let me tell you, I have never slept so deep and hard in my life. There are a lot of oils and things that help me relax and help me get a good night's sleep. Magnesium, or this mineral essence, it's like I enter into this deep sleep. I'm falling asleep very quickly. And unless there's a storm or something crazy, I don't wake up until the alarm goes off. And it is a deep sleep. I cannot even describe it to you. It is so good. I've had more vivid dreams, so that is, be aware of that. But I am blown away at this rock hard sleep that I have been getting with the mineral essence. It tastes awful. It is terrible to taste. I'm just going to tell you, I am giving up on my family ever taking it. I'm just going to be honest with you. Okay. But they don't care enough about their health anyway. So I'm not even going to worry about them. You take 5. So you get a dropper and it's a little bit yellow, and each dropper is 1 milliliter. And you take 5 droppers of this. Now, when I first started, I just started with 1 dropper at night because I wasn't sure what my body would do with this overload of minerals being put at it. So I did like 1 dropper a night for the first week, and then 2 droppers. And now I'm up to the full 5 droppers. I put it in Ninja Red or apple juice, sometimes water, like a shot glass worth, and just chug it as fast as you can. It has some peppermint and some cinnamon, so that's nice to get on the end of the shot, but be prepared. It's really bad to drink. Some people put it in capsules, whatever. It's worth it for me, and I can tough, a shot of something that's a little bit gross. That's worth it because I don't want to get sick. And that's one thing I want. If they're saying all ailments are the result of this, then I want to have all the minerals that I need. I want decreased stress. I want my body prepared to handle the stress of life. I have also heard that when we eat sugar, it depletes our magnesium directly. And so I want to replace that. I had a friend who also told me that you could get magnesium flakes, since magnesium is so related to our stress. It's just like Epsom salts, a bag of Epsom salts, except they're magnesium flakes. And you could put those in your bath water and you absorb the magnesium through your body as well. You could add mineral essence to your bath water and absorb it through your body. It's obviously not as potent as drinking it straight, but it could be another way to get magnesium in your body. So that's my story. If stress is something that you're wanting to reduce, you might consider your mineral intake, and if you need an extra supplement of magnesium through mineral essence to help with your sleep and relaxation and lowered cortisol levels. Okay. Lynette, will you share some of your tips for when you're stressed and you want to relax?
Yeah, and I hadn't planned to mention this, but when Shannon held up her book, one of the books that she recommended in that book was the Switch on Your Brain by Dr. Carolyn Leaf. And I have gotten into, somebody else highly recommended, who I utmost respect, like I do Shannon. And I thought, okay, I got to get into this. And our Wednesday night study, one of my Bible studies, took and talked about this book a little bit. And so I've been getting into it and doing the devotional book that goes with it. And it's an amazing thing. And again, the brain and the stress and everything that Shannon was just talking about. But one of the things I do, and I have this on almost all day long, is a YouTube channel that is just soft music playing. And I keep it super low, just so I can hear it, because music soothes me and quiets me. And if I need to focus, I have found if I have this on, it doesn't have any words. It's not familiar music that the words are going to go through my head, because that would distract me. Some of them are hymns. Sometimes I will put that on, and that's not distracting to me. But one of my favorites is, his name is Tim Janis. He has written the music, but the video that goes with it is all nature. And he's just got gobs of them. And there's many, many others besides his. But I put that on, and I put it on very softly. Anytime I see nature, water, and the mountains, and just God's gorgeous creation, I immediately realize and I'm reminded he's got everything under control. So between the soft music that keeps me focused as I work, and then realizing that, and then there's scriptures. One of my favorite scriptures that I think of when I'm watching this is, just be still and know that he is God. And those stresses can certainly be lightened and even alleviated. I was going to go ahead and mention, Shannon mentioned the CBD Soothe. We had really gotten this to try it because the Calm was not available. And so we thought, well, let's see what this is about. And this is the 300 milligram, I guess it is. In this, it's really for a variety of things. It's for muscle, it's for seasonal changes, But one of the things it talks about is just the aroma is very soothing and can be very calming. It is CBD. Of course, that has no THC in it, but it's mixed with peppermint, copaiba, and 4 eucalyptuses. And again, the smell is just very, very relaxing and very peaceful. You can apply it to your head, your neck, your chest, under your nose even. And it does come in a 600. But I've been using that a little bit more and trying that.
Awesome. Thank you, Lynette, for sharing. And did you say that the YouTube channel, or maybe you can put it in the chat, Tim Janis is the name?
Janis, Janis.
Okay.
And the one reason I like his, besides it just works for me, is that it doesn't get broken up with a lot of ads. Sometimes I try others that look really neat, and I love the ocean and all of that. But every 2 minutes, you've got an ad popping on, and it doesn't happen like that with his.
Yeah, that kind of interrupts the moment when you have an ad right there.
Yeah.
You're trying to relax.
Yeah,
Thank you
or
for those.
even when I'm trying to study and focus on something,
Mhm.
it's very disrupting where this isn't.
Thank you. And thanks for mentioning Caroline Leaf and Switch Your Brain On and how it all is so connected. And what Lynette is talking about is also just being very intentional. So we can make small intentional choices that are going to change the whole atmosphere of our home and of the room we're in, and then of our spirit. But we have to choose that and not just be victims of it all. Okay, thank you. Tim Janis YouTube channel. Appreciate that. Suzanne, will you share some of your tips for wanting to de-stress and relax a little bit?
Well, my biggest one is, since I have started substitute teaching, I use Stress Away for myself. And so Valor on the back of my neck, and then I'll put the Stress Away on my wrist and, like rub it everywhere. And I've noticed that, of course, you as an individual wearing oils become a human diffuser. And this morning there was a little boy that's very busy normally. And I addressed him and I said, we're going to have a good day, aren't we? And he's like, yeah, thumbs up. Now I figure, and of course I was around him, so he was smelling my oils, but after lunch, the oils wore off. I could tell for sure. So I know they work. They work with all the kids, and I like to use them with granddaughters that get too wound up, and you just sprinkle it in the top of their hair, and it just brings them down a little bit. And that makes for less stress on me and keeps them out of trouble too with their parents.
I love it. A nickname for Stress Away is vacation in a bottle. And so it's good to visualize that even as you're using the Stress Away. And if you're a mountains person or a beach person, or just picturing nature as you're applying it. Yeah, I love that. And diffuser bracelets are another great way to carry your stress away around. Awesome. Thank you, Suzanne. Jeannie, will you share some of your nighttime routine that helps you relax a little bit?
Yep, it's hard to go to sleep when your mind's going, and so you need to kind of chill out and calm down. So I start out by diffusing cedarwood. I don't know what happened to my light tonight. I have on a blue shirt, and cedarwood is in an orange bottle, and lavender is in a purple bottle, and you can almost see purple on that one, but none of the others come through. I'm just totally gray. Everything's gray tonight, so I'm sorry. Anyway, I diffuse cedarwood and lavender. I do 6 drops of each in my diffuser, and I either set it to run 12 hours or set it just the first so it goes straight and doesn't intermittent. But normally I do it for 12 hours. So that goes through the night and into the morning. That's my start. Then I prepare my golden turmeric. Dr. Jen on GMA3 calls it turmeric, so that's the way I'm pronouncing it, turmeric. My golden turmeric, I mix that with cranberry juice because I like it best that way. And I drink that right as I'm going to bed. And then I have this little book that I bought, I don't know, years ago, and I have no idea when I bought it, but I bought it not at the beginning of a year. And so I put it aside so that I could start the year with it. It's a yearly women's devotional book, and it's got some great stuff in it. And I read this every night right before I turn the light out. And that kind of helps me to focus on something else and to calm down a little bit. And it really some good stuff in there, some good writers. Tony Tata Erickson, is that right? Did I get that right? She's one of the contributors. One of Billy Graham's daughters is a contributor. There are different ladies who are contributors. It's written by women, for women. It's called A Gentle Spirit. And I found it last fall when I was trying to get my bookshelf cleared off so that Cooper would leave my stuff alone. And I put it up so I could use it. And I started the first of the year. And so I do my Bible reading of a morning and I go to bed with my daily devotional. And that kind of gets my mind settled down so I can relax and sleep. My problem is I don't get a good night's sleep, and I don't know if I can do the mineral essence or not, because I have to get up in the middle of the night to go tinkle. And if I don't go tinkle, I'm going to wake up in a wet bed. So particularly since I drink cranberry juice and turmeric right before I go to bed. And then I also drink water when I take my pills before I go to bed. And I drink water all during the day so that I don't get leg cramps at night. But I got to try that mineral essence if it helps with leg cramps, because I just really get leg cramps and I don't want to take another pill. So anyway, that's what I do to wind down to go to sleep.
Thank you, Jeannie. And another option is maybe don't take the full 5 droppers of the mineral essence, but just take one and see how you feel with that and find the dosage that works for you. So yes, it's all good. And thank you for that diffuser recipe for nighttime with cedarwood and lavender, 6 drops each. You've got an awesome routine for winding down. I love that.
I had to get up and open the door and let Cooper in because he was making so much noise. My computer was telling me to hit shift something to unmute myself because he was coming through on the sound. So I will mute myself now and shut up.
Okay. Thank you, Jeannie. It's all good. Vicki, coming to you. Share with us your tips.
Okay, you can hear me? Okay. Okay, so my first oil that is my go-to for primarily for my work days at work is Valor. And I'm like Suzanne, I just wear it all over under my chin and become the human diffuser. And sometimes I'll just put a drop or 2 in my mask because I still have to wear a mask at work. And so like that just is such a wonderful smell, regardless if I'm stressed or not. I just love the smell of Valor. So it always just brings me to a good, nice place. And then sometimes in the evenings, well, it started out with my grandson. I ordered this little guy here. He's so cute. It's a little monkey. And I got it for primarily for him when he stays with us to kind of help calm him down with his bedtime routine. And there's a little pouch in here, and I believe it's flaxseed and lavender, I think. Don't quote me on that because I didn't do my research before I got on here. But you can warm that up, and it just has a real faint, light smell. And it's just really comforting, and he's just so lovable. And so I've kind of adopted him myself. Like, you could put him like on the couch or whatever. If you have a little pillow that you like, you could just put him there and warm him up a little bit if you wanted, and just kind of snuggle with him. And he's really quite fun. My grandson named him John, so that's what we call him. And it comes with a Sleepy Eyes roller, and it's got several things in it, but I know it's got lavender and vetiver and probably some other oils that I can't read because it's kind of tiny right now. But sometimes I'll put a couple little dots on him, like around him, and then I'll also put it on my grandson too, but just kind of on him too. And that seems to work really well. And this is really, it's really a very good oil too. Like, you could probably really enjoy this as just a winding down stress relief, as long as it didn't make you sleepy if you needed it during the day. But it's really good too. And then one last thing is the kids scent Unwind packet. And it's like the pixie sticks powder that you put under your tongue, kind of like, and I believe it has the magnesium in it is what it has. And I know there's other good things too. But these 3 things will really help wind you down in the evenings. I think you'd be really surprised. He's definitely, no matter if you're a kid or an adult, I think you can't help but fall in love with the little guy. And he's just pretty cuddly. So just, having something to cuddle sometimes can calm you down, let alone all the aromas that are with it. So it works well for us.
Well, it combines the sensory with the aroma needs for relaxing. And you get that from Young Living, right? The monkey?
Yes. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he has a name in the book, but I don't see one on the tag. But yeah, and I believe he comes with the sleepy eyes.
So could you add different oils to the flaxseed pack?
Actually, they have a non-scented one, and I think it was like $6. So I also ordered separately one of those. So you could do that as well. And I still add oils to it too. So, I mean, I don't know, it probably smells like a mix of all kinds of things now, but but he is easy to wash. If you needed to wash him, just take that out. But yeah, so you can get the one that's already scented, or you can buy one that's non-scented.
That also brings up a good point about if you have just a rice pack or a homemade heating pad, you could add different scents to that. And there's something about the warmth and the heaviness that's very relaxing and soothing. And then to add in an essential oil to it is really kind of next level.
And I will say, I wasn't sure, when I first had him, I wasn't sure how long it would like stay warm. But I'm going to tell you, if you warm this baby up, and I'll warm it up pretty hard, pretty hot till I almost can't stuff it in there. It's a little hot. I wouldn't suggest you do that, but that's just me. And I think he stays hot for like an hour. Like he stays warm for a very long time. It doesn't just
really
fade
good.
away like in 5 minutes. He stays warm. So depending on how hot you want something next to you, you may just regulate
love
that
it.
a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, he's pretty fun. And
That's
and he's also long enough that you can like, kind of wrap him around if you needed to. Kind of like a cat.
And I'm allergic to cats, but I could do the monkey.
There you go. There you go. So, but he's fun. See, he brings a smile to your face.
Yes. And laughter is another great way to have a stress release for sure.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Such fascinating tips. So thank you for sharing that, Vicki, and that it works for kids and adults. Because as mamas of kiddos, if the kiddos aren't winding down, or if the kiddos are stressful, well, then I'm going to be stressed. And then we're just kind of in a little bit of a toxic situation going after each other. So I know some of the moms, and they couldn't be here tonight, but they talk about with their toddlers and with their little ones, putting oils on the kiddos' hands, getting some rollers, and then teaching them deep breathing with the oils. And really getting those scents in to help with the temper tantrums and the meltdowns. That helps everyone stress.
Also, Young Living has the bear. I don't know if you can still get the bear. They had the white bear a couple years ago, and I have that too. And I didn't use him as much because number one, he's all white. And so that I just don't get along with white too well. But with the monkey, he's more pliable, and his arms are longer, and he's just more fun in general. So I don't know. I liked him.
Awesome. Good for kids and adults, right? I love it. You said to not use the sleepy time oil during the day unless you wanted to relax. And it reminded me of when I did a class and I was talking about brain health. And one of the things is reducing stress. So it was towards the beginning, I talked about the stress aspect, and I sent around some peace and calming for everybody to apply. And then they all almost fell asleep for my class. I thought, note to self, don't hand out peaceful, relaxing oils at the beginning, because then they're all just, and it wasn't my presentation, I promise. I was riveting, but those oils are so powerful, and they're able to process in a part of our brains and help calm emotions. It's in the limbic system, and it's how God made us and how he
Yes.
made the oils.
And this little packet does wonders too. It's amazing how it works. It really, even for adults, it will help if you just take it. But, yeah,
That's
it's pretty neat.
Unwind is that
Mhm.
packet. Very cool. So many helpful and creative tips tonight. I have really been blessed and inspired by you guys. Does anybody have a question or another quick tip that's come to mind that you want to share? Lynette first, and then we'll go to Jeannie.
Yeah, well, Jeannie had mentioned the cedarwood and the lavender. I have for a long time now, keep a roller bottle, just an old oil bottle that I use, and I keep lavender and cedarwood in that with a carrier. And sometimes I will add valerian. And I started to do that after using our roller ball or the roller bottle of rutavala. That doesn't smell particularly great, but that works wonders too. And it's something I apply as I'm crawling into bed, literally, because we have found if you apply it and then stay up for a while, then it tends to do just the opposite for my daughter and I, and then we're awake all night. But I do it and then immediately lay down. But just my cedarwood and my lavender, sometimes adding a little valerian, I go to sleep almost immediately. I apply it and crawl in.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Cedarwood has the ability to help your body produce, I'm probably not going to be super technical, but produce more melatonin. And that is why cedarwood is so valuable for relaxing and sleep. And then lavender, we know it's been studied all across the board as one of the most relaxing scents and aromas that God has made for us. Jeannie, please unmute yourself and tell us.
You mentioned mothers that had parents that had little toddlers and they used the oils to calm the toddlers. When I let Cooper back in, he's been on a tear tonight, and I figured he was going to get his squeaky toy and squeak it all through while I was trying to talk. So when I let him back in a few minutes ago, I smeared him with lavender, and he's sleeping on the bed now. So it works on dogs too.
Absolutely. Yes. Right there with you. Love our oils to help calm our dogs down too.
I have to use my oils to calm my toddler down.
You know, God is just so good. He knew that life was going to be tough and difficult, but he's given us so many tools for our direction and for bringing peace to our hearts, mostly himself and his spirit and his word, and worship music and nature and friends and laughter and aromas. So there are so many tools at our disposal, and it's a gift to be able to use them. Okay, well, was this helpful tonight? I know I learned a couple of tips. Hopefully you did too. Hopefully we can implement a couple of them tonight and we all sleep amazing and wake up refreshed for tomorrow, whatever's ahead. We'll meet again in 2 weeks, and it'll be a brand partner focus. We've got a title for it. I don't have it with me, but second and fourth Tuesdays, same time, same channel. Good to see everybody. Good night. Good night, Monkey.